What's going on, guys? This is Burrs here to talk to you today about lubrication of your AK. Now this could be the AK-74 or the AK-47. I have the AK-74, so that's what we're going to use as an example. So it's going to be a 545 bolt. It's actually pretty simple. The AK runs pretty much in most environments and most types of lubrication, either low or high, etc., etc. But there's really a simple way to lubricate your AK. So let me go ahead and get started here on what we're going to do. The only thing you need at this point is your bolt and your bolt carrier. And how you get to this point is just like this. So to break down the gun, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is back here, you want to go ahead and push this button in and pull up on the dust cover. You want to push in on your recoil spring and then pull that out. And then you can pull back on the bolt carrier here. Oh, safety off. Back on the bolt carrier all the way to the back. And you can go ahead and pull this assembly out. At which point you can turn this over, rotate your bolt back and to the left, and then pull it straight out. So what we want to do to get started here is let's get a close-up of the bolt. Now this bolt here is what rides on the rails on the bottom part here. You're going to look at your bolt here, and you're going to find two flat points on the bottom. Okay, right here. These 2 points need lube, right here and right here. Now what lubrication do I use, you might ask? Well, I use frog lube. Always have, always will. My AKs. You can use lithium grease. It's always recommended. This has a like a burn off point like 400 degrees or something. It stays where it's supposed to stay. People swear by it. I'll tell you to go ahead and use it if you want, but I've been using frog lube. It's natural, it smells good, and yeah, it's good stuff. So that's why I use. Let's go ahead and get down to business. You're just going to do a dot right here and a dot right there. Go ahead and put that on there. Okay, now what you're going to do is flip it to this little triangle. Okay, and you want to put a dot, at least this is what I do. I put a dot on top and then a round, so a little bit. Where you do not want your oil is in where the firing pin is, so just be careful not to do that. Alright, then what you want to do is you can see the wear marks on the shaft there. You just want to go down there and just lightly put some oil or lithium grease or whatever you're using where that is. So wherever those marks are, that's where you want to go ahead, put some grease, or you could just grease the whole thing. We're done with that now. Now we're going to turn our attention right here to the carrier. On the carrier, all you got to do is right here where the let me go ahead and put that up here. If you look straight on the bottom there, okay, that's where you want your grease or your oil. A little bit there, okay, a little bit there, okay, good to go. I'll actually just put a smidge in here, okay, honestly, it's more like a sheen, kind of like that. The other place I like to put a dab is right here on top. This is what actually smacks the hammer, so to keep that action going nice and smooth, I'll put a dot there. And what I do, and this just makes cleanup a lot easier, is I'll put a little bit right here on the piston. I'll just rub that down, and it makes cleanup a lot easier. So that's all I do. You'll see a lot of people who will go and oil this down. What I do is whatever I've left over on the cloth, I'll go ahead and use. Or if I don't have much, I'll just take really just a sheen and just go up and down that a little bit. I live in a humid environment, so it's going to help me. If you live in a drier environment, you might not have to do this. Alright, to get this back together, all you got to do is what you want to take is the bolt carrier and the bolt. You want to put it upside down. Make sure that this triangle is actually over to the left. Make sure that it goes up and in the little area right there, little indentation. You can see that it rotates in and out of there. Okay. Now when you put it in the gun, you actually want to have it on a downward angle. Makes it a lot easier. Use gravity as your friend. Okay. Now on the back here, this should easily just drop down and move forward. Then all you gotta do, put your spring in. Get this in frame. Put your spring in, lock that in. Nice and smooth. So if you guys have any questions or anything, go ahead and let me know. If you have your way of doing it, maybe it's a little different, go ahead and let me know as well. And questions and comments are always welcome. And until next time, later.